I have to apologize. I haven't been able to get on here in a couple of days because I've been way too busy out in the sun, and I have gotten over and over exposure to too much sun, and you get to that point you don't even feel it coming up on you, and you're just working, and all of a sudden out of nowhere it just hits you, and um, I I hadn't felt that dehydrated in years, and I'm used to just working, you know, laying fence or whatever it is I'm doing out here, and welding or whatever it is, all these little projects that I'm doing around here. And I don't really pay much attention to the sun. You know what I mean? It kind of sucks the, the life right out of you, right? Well, speaking of the sun, I gotta I gotta talk about. Well, it's nice having a nurse around. She gives you fluids when you start to sink low. Anyways, but it's always good. It's always good to have helpful people around. Let's just say that. So it's kind of like that the corpsman. You know, is everyone's just screwing up. It's like you got that one corpsman that always provides you that little bit of fluid, the IV bag, right? So that being said, I know I'm rambling, and I'll start rambling for hours. I try not to do that. Okay. So I'm here because if you're paying close attention to like April 8th, okay. April 8th, there's supposed to be a solar eclipse. And I know I'm just another little uh, dude in the world that watches all the time. There's a solar eclipse that happens, and it's like, okay, but what's so different? What's so different about this one, and why are they making a big deal? And why is there so much going on? Have you noticed all the things happening on April 8th? If you ever get a minute after this video is over and I'm done explaining some of this stuff, uh, just take a look at everything kind of occurring on April 8th. Just do that, and prepare to have your mind blown. So put on a helmet and prepare for that. So there's been a lot of emergency preparedness talks. Make sure you have plenty of water and food and gas up your vehicles and all that stuff, because there's going to be a solar eclipse unlike any other, and tourists are going to come and buy up all they're making excuses like tourists are going to come and buy up all the resources of the area at that time. They're all going to gas up, they're all going to eat your McDonald's, and you're going to be out of McDonald's for weeks at a time, and all kinds of weird talk, right? There's been a lot of strange. I wouldn't call any of these theories of any kind. These are like factual things that are happening. So uh saying that those events are like catastrophic or whatever, but then you ever had someone tell you a lie where they've had to like layer it with junk to get you to swallow it down? Like um it's kind of like getting your kids to eat their food. They won't eat it, but you tell them if they eat it, their hair's going to magically pop out sprouts or whatever it is, or they're going to grow 20 feet tall, or you tell them something to get them kind of on board. Well, it's like it also goes with lies for distraction, distracting other people from what's going on in the world, like having a giant ship run into a bridge, you know, something like that, and then saying that, oh, unfortunately, this is going to cause a great effect to the economy for a long time. Yeah. But just so happens the ship just sort of perfectly steered right into it. Like, and no one will say who was driving the boat. We're just skipping that part. Man, I tell you, you know what really grinds my gears? I could go on for hours about this stuff. So the point is, they're layering on all this stuff happening April 8th. April 8th. It's like, we already knew there was going to be an eclipse. Now, they want all the schools to let out early in all the areas affected with that eclipse. So no one's going to be in school. Okay. And I'm like, why? What in the world is so important about an eclipse? There's more. there's even more. You remember Project Looking Glass? That CERN or whatever company. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. I jack up names all the time. But Project Looking Glass was a photographic device. Okay, giant, huge machine. It's supposed to take a picture of like your molecules in different locations. So it would take a picture of the Earth, the entire Earth. And my wife says, there's no way it can take a picture of the entire Earth. They say it can take a picture of the entire Earth. Just bear with me. So it takes a picture of the entire Earth one direction. And then it turns itself around there and it rotates or whatever, takes another picture. Then they can determine where molecules are. All the different molecules are. So little scientists, scientific stuff. I mean, this isn't like fifth dimension stuff, I hope. I hope that, a giant portal doesn't open up and these giant spiders start to jump into my chest and eat my soul. I hope none of that stuff happens, but I'm just saying that they're supposed to be able to take a picture one direction and then shoot it the other direction or whatever, and then they can predict the future. They're assuming that if they know where the molecule is going, this is kind of like watching squirrels in the backyard. You ever watch a squirrel? They can figure out where you're going. So they already have that ability. Squirrels, just study them. But no, we've got to take it a step further. Anyways, that's happening April 8th. And that's not all. That's not all. That was another weird one. So the weird one was, that weird one was Project Looking Glass. I was like, wow, you remember those guys? Wow, it's been a long time. And then another, you will not hear this. You're not going to hear it. No one's going to tell you. You're going to hear it from me, and it's weird. Now, NASA is planning on firing a few rockets at the moon April the 8th during the solar eclipse. Why? More weirdness. So, are they really? And are these people over here really? Is there something else going on? Is there something else? These are just two big ideas that are like, we're trying to gauge what it's like to have total shade at that time of day. Really? We really want to know that, NASA? Nobody really cares, right? But, and over here, this rose from the dead type thing, this Project Looking Glass thing, okay? So this just came out of nowhere. Surprise! We're back. And April 8th, we're going to make it happen. And then this is going on. First off, we just had an eclipse. So we're just supposed to have an eclipse. First off, everyone tells you better have emergency food supplies and all this other stuff. Something big is going to happen on April 8th. And I don't believe it's got anything to do with any of the things that they tell me. I think it's something bigger. But I'm just warning you guys. Pay attention. And I guess you better be prepared now. I don't know. God bless. Take care and stay safe.